going to come up there. Be alert and sober of mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion. It specifically said the same attacks that the lion has, the enemy has. He wants to deceive you, put you in a place in your mind, so then he can attack you, and then when he attacks you, your light is not showing anymore, and therefore, you're not doing what God wants you to do. It could be your finances. It could be your education. When you're in class, gosh, there's no way I'm going to pass this test. Deception. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. I'm not going to pass this test. And then that's how he deceives you. And then he attacks you with sadness, depression, lacking hope. We call it faith. He deceives you by thinking you're in the worst situation ever. And then how does he take your light away? He make you cry. He make you walk around sad and depressed. And then here's the best one. For those of you that want to accomplish things, he make you lose hope. You see a stumbling block, you see it, he deceived you, and all you have to do is just step over it, but you don't step over it. You're so deceived by the enemy because that's what he wants you to be, and instead of stepping over it because you have the power to do so, what happens is you stop and you do exactly what he wants you to do. You lose hope because that's how he attacks you. So the little small piece of animal that he puts in the middle of the field is a trial or a stumbling block. And then the attack is sadness, depression, lacking hope, faith, not believing in yourself, thinking you're lesser than what God created you to be. That's the attack. That's the attack. God wants us to show his light consistently. I want to be transparent with you. If you watch a battle, listen to this, university caps. If you watch a battle, one of those sword, back when we didn't have guns, the sword fighting, and you look at the sword fights, it seems like the people that's fighting face to face, they just sit there and do that for a long time. People start dying whenever they start getting stabbed in the back. So it's like I'm fighting you face to face, and then JoJo behind me wants to stab me in the back. And that's how I die. It's like, it's so funny because I think this. I think the devil knows our weaknesses, the areas that we're vulnerable, where we're vulnerable. And like that lion, when the calf turns his back, the devil attacks us in places that he knows he can get to us for 2 weeks straight, 3 weeks, every Wednesday. Listen to me, for 2 or 3 weeks straight, on all those Wednesdays, we would come here, and then after we leave, we get inside the car, and we're like, what are you looking at? We're like, what is going on? For instance, one Wednesday, this was the last Wednesday it happened. I tell her, I said, my kids at my summer camp, I like to take them to San Antonio, SeaWorld, to see the whales. She says, oh, no, you didn't. Do you know what they do to the whales? They take them out of the ocean, they put them in a cage, and they lock them up. You can't take them back to SeaWorld. I said, it's just a fish. Okay, a whale. She goes, they are important to society. I said, well, people think pigs are important. Did you eat bacon yesterday? And so we argue all the way to Encounter about whales, pigs, and bacon. And then in worship, I'm like, ha. She's like, a well is important. And then I'm like, God is great, trying to sing. And I'm like, but you eat bacon. And it's like, and then what happens? I can hear her mumble under her breath, oh, you never listen. And I can say, and I go, oh, you're so sensitive. Instead of worshiping, instead of listening to the word, I'm worried about wells, pigs, and bacon. That was the last time we had that discussion, because we got in the car that night. Before I started that car, I said, look, I don't know what's going on Wednesdays, but it seems like every time we come here on Wednesdays, this happened like 3 weeks straight, we are frustrated with each other. What is going on? That's the night God gave me this message. The enemy don't want you to grow together in God. He don't want you worshiping together. He don't want you showing. See, y'all might not have noticed, but during that time, I wasn't like, what's up? I was like, well, I'm just walking. He don't want you to show his light. The enemy don't want you to show the light of God, especially in this place. You're already here for God. Now, how can I distract these people? And you know how he did it? The enemy knew that I care about my girlfriend a lot. So what better way to get to Vernon, to get to Bree, than whales, pigs, bacon? I will give a big hand to the enemy, because he got me. He got me in the back. I didn't see it coming. I didn't know it was a whale, pig, bacon that was going to get me off track. I didn't know. He got me. Good job. He got me. He got me. But this is what I like about this whole thing. See, he can get you, but we're both still alive, which means he ain't won the battle yet. And watch this here. Watch this. Have we had any disagreements today?
Heck no.
Heck no. But you see, watch this though. The reason why it happened for 3 weeks straight is because we didn't pinpoint where the devil was trying to attack immediately. That's the whole point to this message. Where are you weak? Where do you know that the devil can come in and attack you and take you off your path? Do you know it? Do you know where it is? What it is? Because if you don't know it, then guess what? It's just like that battle. He gonna get you from behind and you out cold. I have very good news for you today. I have good news for you. You'll see it on the screen. It says in Luke 10 and 19, you have to look at this screen, because I'm talking about the reason why some of you get sad sometimes. I'm talking about the reason why some of you get depressed sometimes. I'm talking about the reason why some of you feel like you don't have anything left or there's no more hope. And here it is, right here on the screen. I have given you all authority to trample on all of the power of the enemy. So, he has given me the power to trample over anything that the enemy tries to do to take me off my path. The reason why we fall short sometimes is because we don't use our authority. Nothing will nor can harm you. Nothing will nor can harm you. But it can harm you if you don't use your authority. If you don't sit down Write on a piece of paper everything that you feel that is weak. I've heard people say, I'm addicted. You're not addicted. The devil has deceived you into thinking you're addicted. And therefore, you're saying, I'm addicted. You're not using your authority. The good news is God said, I have given you the authority. So regardless if you want to use it or not, regardless, if I meet with you, when I do my one-on-ones, when I pray with you, when I do my prayer sessions, I'm gonna let you know right there before we start talking, we're not gonna give in to the enemy. So whatever it is that you're sad, mad, depressed, digested, diarrhea, hurt stomach, whatever it is, we will not be halted by the enemy. Put them in the air, say, I have authority. No, say it with your chest. Authority.